Jason Whitlock, he's Marcellus Wiley. That dude.
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome to Speak for Yourself, the most fearless show in sports, presented by Hyundai. We're joined today by LeVar Arrington, Rick Bucher, and Jim Jackson. Coming up, we'll have the most fearless discussion of the day. Is Deontay Wilder making a fool of himself by making excuses for his loss to Tyson Fury? But we start right here in L.A. All right, yes.